welcome back to this Rift Let's Play. Your Sambo Seraphis, and joining us, as always, is Tallahassee. How are you this evening, my friend?
Yeah, alright.
May I say that we have, well, actually it's not we, it's you, because you're our location manager these days. You have found us a most epic place to log in to Rift today. Folks, and by the way, welcome to this episode. Will you look at what's going on in the background here? I mean, Tallahassee, obviously there's a fire rift going on the right-hand side over there, but good lord, man, what is that up in the background to my left? What is that place?
That is Hammerknell.
Hammerknell. Oh, so hang on, Hammerknell as in Hammerknell Fortress, the raid? Or, yeah, I think so. Is that right? The raid or the instance?
The raid.
Okay, well, I must say,
that is
epic.
It's massive. There's 11 bosses in there.
Oh, good lord. Well, hang on a minute. If this is, I mean, we're on the outside world, and in fact, this is a great question, because a lot of other MMOs do this. Basically, when you're talking about raids, and look at that, there's someone behind us there. Look at that, having a good go. When you talk about raids and you're out in the real world like we are, basically normally that's kind of like a facade. You know what I mean? It's like, well, the raid happens, but it's not real. You get instanced out somewhere, which I know is the case here in Rift. I'm sure it's a separate instance. But if we were to actually wander over there, can you actually wander around inside it, or is it like other games where it's just basically a bit like it's like a bit of a front?
It's a front.
Right,
it's
but
a very pretty front.
But does it look like that?
The architecture inside Hammerknell Fortress looks like that.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool if you ask me. I like that. The main thing about...
It gets a little more gothic as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, of course, I've never been in there. I'm not big enough. In fact, how big are we? We're 39 now. In fact, I'm 39.1 basically. You can see down on my XP bar down the bottom here. Oh, slowly getting closer to a level 40. But the great thing about Rift, of course, is that big, massive open world feel. And definitely, my friend, looking out across here as I pan around the camera, that's definitely apparent here. I mean, it is just... Seriously, it's a huge feeling game. And of course, you guys know we've been talking about this for many weeks in our episodes. If I go into my map, we are indeed in the Moonshade Highlands. And look, we still, Tallahassee, we're still only like, well, to me, we've only got about a third of the entire zone uncovered still. So what, if I'm looking out at that Hammerknell Fortress over there, and it looks like a bit of a wall of mountains. If we related that to the map, I'm looking at my map, where would Hammerknell Fortress be? Is it just sort of north of us over the other side of that water, or is what we're looking at the very border of the zone, like, you know, miles away up there? Like, is it an optical illusion?
No, the border of the zones, it's an optical illusion. The border of the zone's actually a fair way back. Think of it as basically just across the water.
Yep. And that's where it is.
And set a little bit further back onto a mountain.
Right, so it's just beyond the road there.
Yeah, it would take us probably 2-3 minutes to ride there.
Wow. So that just goes to show you folks how big this Moonshade Highlands zone is. I still can't get over it every time we log in week to week. And by the way, speaking of logging in week to week, I can see as I do look on the map here, we've got a couple of quests up ahead. We've got some... What are we going to do? Still gather some Runecrafter Stones. We've got 5 out of 8 of those by the looks of things. And I see that there's a landmark just to our west called the Shade Swift Tors. And if I hover over that on the map, sort of very interesting looking picture. Is that somewhere a bit special? Or is that like a quest hub or something like that? Are we going to end up there?
It's just an area. We will end up there, but not straight away.
Alright, okay. Still more content.
We actually get pushed. Yeah, we actually get pushed toward Hammerknell. So.
Oh, okay. So north there. And by the way, speaking of pushing, looks like we have to push our way towards the Hammerlord Post. There, you can see as I zoom in, we've got at least 3 quests that need to be handed in there as well. Now, before we go on and start kicking things and punching things, a couple of things, Tallahassee. Firstly, I know myself I was really looking forward to the new patch this week, and there's been a lot of talk about it on the forums and of course in the Rift community in general. We're talking about patch 1.8 And as you all know, that includes my very favourite and Tallahassee's favourite, fishing. We know you love fishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
you can tell Tallahassee is chomping at the bit, quite literally, for the fishing patch to come out. Of course, it's not just fishing. Look, folks, we are just a few hours shy of that patch. Tallahassee, I believe you were telling me it comes out, quite literally in about 3 or 4 hours our time, I think.
Yeah, servers are going down at 8 a.m. PDT.
Oh, okay.
And they're down for 2 hours, and then everything's back up and 1.8's deployed.
Well, you know what, that's actually a really short deployment window too. If it was any other games, there'd be sort of 12-hour windows that they'd be asking for, I'd imagine. But there you go. So if you're wondering, folks, how come we're not going to show it off in this episode, it's because it's literally not here. And if we were to wait for it, it would be an ungodly hour of the day for us. So unfortunately, we can't. You'll have to wait till the next episode, but that's okay. Hopefully, that'll give us a few days of practice trying to get up our new crafting and getting a head around all the new content that is dropping in the patch. So look forward to that next week. One other thing before we head off, just got a quick shout out here, Tallahassee. This one's from someone called Death Knight 1905, and they actually write to us and say, "Hey guys, I wanted to tell you that I recently started to watch your Rift videos more closely because I'm going to get myself the game in 2 to 3 weeks, and it's awesome, as are your episodes." Well, that's good. We like to hear when someone's going to get Rift. Also wanted to tell you that if you don't know, you guys have viewers all over the world, including Bulgaria, Eastern Europe, which is my home country. If I can ask, can I please have a shout out in your next Rift video? That would be awesome. And that is from Death Knight 1905, all the way, Tallahassee, from Bulgaria in Eastern Europe. Now, you'd know where that is, wouldn't you?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit hazy with my geography.
I'm a bit like that as well.
As it starts raining.
I just noticed that. How come I've never seen... Here you go, folks. You're getting a real treat. I certainly hope you're able to see this in the YouTube video. I honestly don't think I've seen rain like this in the game before. Is that new?
I think you haven't been awake while we've been playing.
Oh, really? Because, hey, look, did it just stop for you again? Just right then?
Yeah.
Okay, weird.
It was like a little shower.
That's bizarre. Look at that. Oh my god. Okay, no, I mean, I've seen rain in the game before, but I've never seen it look like that. It looked just really heavy. Oh, who knows? Maybe it is me. Maybe it is me daydreaming. Anyhow, enough of that. Let's get on with things, shall we? Unless you've got anything else that you want to cover off, I think we've got to find ourselves 3 more Runecrafted Stones. But although I can't remember how we actually get those. Don't suppose you remember?
They're a quest pickup, but I do have something to do before we move along.
Oh, yes. Oh, look at that.
Mail.
It's got portable mail. You know what? You've got all the toys. All the toys. You've got Cadbury. You've got a portable mailbox. I hate you. Seriously, I don't have any of that stuff.
I know, it's a curse.
Very handy, I must admit. Who's been emailing you?
Okay. Alright, so... First one is from... You Are Neighbour. He sent me a message saying, just wanted to thank you two for such an awesome job on the Let's Play series. I played in beta for a few months after launch, but then quit. The FPS didn't improve, the first raids were buggy as heck, and I started playing again after watching your videos, but I'm only getting 20 frames per second, so I'm going back to WoW, where I get 100 plus.
Oh.
As a token of my gratitude and appreciation for what you guys are doing for the gaming community, here is something to keep Sambo alive.
What?
So he has... Yeah, he sent me through a purple mace, Regal Mace of Fortune.
Whoa. Whoa. Hang on. Is that what you've got equipped now?
No, I'm just grabbed that. And he sent me through an artifact which is Bort's Battle Plans.
Whoa. Hang on. Both of those things sound very expensive to me.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes, they are. And I also have another one from a fellow guild member, Debatpad.
Debatpad! Woo! Hello, Debatpad. I think I remember him running around with no pants on recently. Would that be right?
Yes. Yes. And he's been in a couple of our videos, actually.
He is indeed.
He's internet famous. He sent me through a new pair of pants.
Oh.
Peerless Greaves of Fortune.
Yeah,
and they are also epic.
Epic. Well, hang on a minute. What's the point, if you're listening to Batpad, what's the point in sending Tallahassee pants? Because all he does is flash them off all the time when I'm not looking. I'm just kidding. There you go. That is awesome. Wow. So another purple. What's with you and the awesome gifts today, my friend? So hang on. Out of all those things, are you actually going to be able to, because of the role that you're playing when you're running with me, are you going to be able to use any of those items?
I will.
Wow, look at
but
that.
It's going to be difficult.
Yes. Gosh.
I'll definitely be able to use the mace.
Yeah, we're having a look at that.
I could probably get away with wearing the pants. But they're really more DPS-y type pants.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Okay, well, you are a lucky man indeed. How's that? So thank you very much, folks. That's very good. Nice to see that you're getting some love there, Tallahassee.
I know, it's nice to be loved.
There you go. We all love being loved at the end of the day. Good stuff. Thank you very much, everyone, especially, of course, to Batpad.
Thank you, guys.
Always appreciated. And now you're buffed up as well. Let's do this thing. Let's see if we can take down. Now, where do we get these? What are they? Runecrafter Stones. Are they actually something that drops off the mobs? I can't remember. Or are they lying around?
They're lying around.
Ah, okay. That's going to make things a little bit easier. Oh, in fact, I can see one over there off in the distance. Good stuff.
There's one that is quite literally just behind me.
Yeah. Yay for AoE fire! Oh, I love that spell. I don't think I'm ever going to get sick of that one. Alright, so we'll grab this. Now, by the way, how many of these stones do you have? I've got 6 out of 8 now.
I have 6 as well.
Alrighty. Now, has it just got really foggy in the game for you as well, or is that my game playing up?
No, that's this area.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a wooded, foggy, misty zone. Very cool. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, aside
You want
from,
to grab that one?
We've been talking about the
no?
patch, obviously, and I'm definitely looking forward to that, of course, just because of the fishing. But I know that fishing isn't everything. Is there anything in particular in the patch that you're looking forward to? Because there is other stuff apart from the crafting skills. I believe there's a new run. Is there a new alert? Not alert, a new instance.
Yeah, there's a new 20-man raid.
Oh, it's a 20-man raid.
And there's also going to be... Yep, and there's also going to be a new world event coming as well.
Oh, nice. We like that. So new instance content, new world event. We've got, of course, the new crafting. Now, what's the other craft? Again, I know I keep banging on about the fishing. We all know there's fishing, but there's another thing as well. Is it called, I think it's survival or something like that?
Yep, survival. And
what is that?
It's all about cooking, basically.
Oh, really? You're joking?
Yep. Nope.
Now, why will
it's all about cooking.
That mob will not... Oh, there we go. That would not loot for me. Okay, so hang on. I also happen to love cooking in games. I don't know why. This is going to sound weird, but I think I've mentioned it before, is that when I do cooking in games, and especially some games for some reason have very realistic cooking sounds, I get really hungry. Now, I'm just going to call out Lord of the Rings Online as an example. Cooking in that game, it's... Oh, you can make all this different stuff, and you end up, like sort of having a bowl and mixing things and making pies and all sorts of stuff, and it's actually quite realistic. And I always end up completely starving whenever I do cooking in Lord of the Rings Online. So it'll be interesting to see what cooking's like here. And by the way, I still need a Runecrafter Stone, actually. I've just realised.
Do you?
Yes, I have to go back. Sorry. I just realised we were running away there. My bad. That's okay. Hopefully we'll find one. So, yeah, do you know anything about how the cooking will work here? I mean, I haven't, deliberately I might add, have not seen any screenshots or watched any footage or anything like that. Do you have any understanding of how it's going to work? And there we go, I'm all done, by the way.
Okay, no, I have no idea how it's all going to come together.
Yeah, well, it'll be very interesting.
At this stage, I think it could be gypsy magic.
Yeah, there we go, gypsy magic. All the best things are. Oh, and here we are back in Zangarmarsh. Interesting. Now, I may have friends. I'm just saying.
That's alright.
I'm a very social lass in the game, apparently.
Yeah, we know.
And there we go, run away. Now, do I see... Oh, I see an artifact over here.
Drink.
So there's a shiny. There's a shiny up there. Must have shiny.
Yeah, that's alright. You can handle that.
There we go. You know what, I'm thinking... I'm casting my mind back to the arse whooping. The arse whooping we got last week when, of course, we tried our hand at PvP here in Rift, which, by the way, that was no reflection on PvP being good or bad. I actually really like the PvP in this game. I think it's very good. It's just reminding you guys that it was purely a reflection on the fact that we are not geared up for PvP, both in terms of our soul tree and, of course, our actual gear itself.
And the fact that we're terrible at PvP?
Well, I wanted to ask that, obviously the guild has... You know, we have a lot, and we're talking about Seraphim here, folks. And will you look at the lighting? Sorry, look at the lighting in this zone. It's just amazing. In the guild, we have a very strong PvE contingent, as we all know, in terms of the raids and instances and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to ask you in a second about the PvP side of things. Let's quickly have a chat to Sergeant Ognan here. What's he going to do? He's going to give us 2,000 Rune Guard rep. That's what's definitely going to come in. Thank you very much. That's nice. And you can see we now have to purge Gorvaht's corruptions. 0 out of 3. Let's have a look on the map and see where they are. Oh, okay, so they're nearby. It looks like they're nearby in the swamps or watery area or somewhere like that. We're going to do that before we head back over to Hammerlord Post to hand in.
Yeah, it's the logical thing to do.
It is the logical thing to do. So yes, so what's the story? Because I've had a couple of people ask, what's the story with Seraphim and PvP? Is there any sort of PvP presence within the guild? And if so, is it something that's required for guild entry, or is it just a division of the guild?
It's really something that people can choose to do if they want to. We don't try and force anyone to do anything. Right, and I think that's one of the greatest draw cards about Seraphim, by the way, is that it's not one of those guilds that is saying, oh, you can't join because you don't have a magical number of this, or you don't play long enough, etc, etc. And by the way, look at that, Gorvaht's corruption. That is exactly what it looks like. That is such a cool model for an enemy, this, the two-headed ogre. And again, will you look at the lighting on that? There's something about this zone. I really do like the lighting in here. It makes everything look awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I really like this area and sort of Hammerknell, that whole zone. Seriously, when we get up there, you'll enjoy yourself.
You think I'll be oohing and ahhing just a little bit?
Yeah, because you can get up basically right on top of Hammerknell Fortress.
Whoa. Then we're talking about the outside here. So we're talking about in the zone, not in the
outside. So
yeah. Wow.
So you can basically get right up to the top of the fascia, basically.
Wow.
And
okay.
You can look out across the entire zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet you that's a really nice vantage point. Awesome. Can't wait to do that. That's for sure. And there you go. Have some fire there, ogre. Oh, we're done. Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. We like that. Very nice. Now, just turning our attention once more again back to, very quickly, the crafting, which I know that we're not 100% across, but do you know, I mean, oh, look at that, I've got friends. Do you think it's going to follow this sort of traditional model where, you know, there will be ingredients that may perhaps drop off mobs, or that we get from hunting, perhaps, you know, like, I mean, if we're doing fishing, presumably we'll get fish. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to cook that fish, like whether it's all part of a, you know, a big sort of circle of things, if it's all interlocked and all related together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, by what I have heard and what I've read, that's basically what it is. I don't know too much about the hunting side of it, but definitely the fishing, and it gives you food that has buffs.
Oh, okay. So, see, that's the good thing, because I think, like most people would ask, including myself, is, hey, activities are good, but, what is the actual point in terms of gameplay? Sometimes that point may just be it's a social activity, and that's okay, that's fine. But in this case, if it is that complete sort of circle where you can have fun going out and hunting, and by that I mean including fishing, of course. But I'd imagine Tallahassee, like when, we haven't done it for a while, but I remember back in the day when we first started, you can actually hunt, normal mobs, creatures that are running around that you would expect to get meat off, like, foxes and deer and
wolves.
Yeah, mammals, that sort of thing. I'm just going to take a wild stab and guess that they drop, like I said, the equivalent of, meat slabs or steaks or something like that, then that you could then presumably cook, because that's the whole sort of hunter thing, if you know what I mean. Like, I what used to appeal to me back in the day, and especially with open world, open-ended MMOs, which of course we see less and less of these days, but where you could basically sort of eke out a living just by going out into the wild, so you wouldn't have to have a quest. You just literally head out into the wilds, do some hunting, and especially if you're on a ranged pet class, like, for example, a World of Warcraft hunter or a Lord of the Rings Online ranger or something like that. But you go out and hunt, you come back and, prepare the meat that you got, and then you take it to the market, i.e. the auction house, and either sell it as a raw resource or then spend time cooking it up and turning it into items in-game that are desirable by other players. And sounds like they're onto that, because you said yourself that the stuff you produce gives buffs and stuff like that, and then you call it a day. Do you know what I mean? It's like that sort of living off the land, making a living, even though we're in a pretend world. You could actually do that without having to do a single quest. I love that sort of thing. I'm kind of hoping that you could do that here.
I think you can, but I don't think it's going to be on the same scale.
Oh, yeah, because look, that's not done anymore like that. These days, games don't play like that, because I don't think many people actually want to do what I've just described anymore, do they? Most people want to blast through doing quests. Would that be a fair statement?
It wasn't so much that, blasting through quests sort of thing. It was, I remember one time I had to get Bear Flank, and the only place I could get it in, this is talking about World of Warcraft. Yeah,
sure.
The only place I could get it was, what was it? Fellwood?
Oh, Fellwood, the poisoned zone there, all green and icky.
Yeah, and I must have spent, probably about 4 hours running up and down that damn zone. I know what you're talking about now. That's just brought back horrible memories. Get this one particular type of bear meat, but I think it was the bear flank.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it only dropped in that one zone.
Yep. Oh yes, that is horrible. I do remember that. That's not. Yeah, now that's definitely not what I'm talking about, because that's awful. And when you think about it, it's so archaic nowadays as well, where you have basically the developers being horrible, effectively. Where they're saying, radio, you need to go out and find this one thing, and then they make the drop rate like 0.0001%. Like what? That's not fun, is it? Well, not to me, it's not.
No. And because I didn't do fishing, getting that bear flank was the only way that I could go ahead and actually sort of, get my cooking from, I think it was like 280 to 300.
Gotcha. I know, because so it was one of those gated, so it was from one tier of cooking to the next, but only one recipe, which needed that flank, which hardly ever dropped, in a zone that you had to go up and down searching for. So like a calamity, like a chain of events, right?
Yep.
Which made me angry. There you go. Look, it's funny you should bring that up. And in fact, that to me is our first viewer question. Probably our only one, looking at the time now. We're certainly running out of time in this episode. Gosh, it goes fast in Rift. There you go, folks. Viewer question for the week is, do you remember times like the one that Tallahassee has just described, where you are scouring a zone in any MMO? Doesn't just have to be World of Warcraft, which, let's face it, Tallahassee is notorious for that, by the way. But where you're scouring a zone trying to find that one thing, whether it be a material for your crafting or a quest item or something, and it just will not drop.
It's that one MacGuffin.
It is the one MacGuffin, that's exactly it. There you go, folks. Tell us your tales of woe. It can be for anything, doesn't have to be for crafting. I'm sure if any of you are MMO players, I'm sure, without a doubt, you have got tales of hunting for that one thing. Oh boy, I reckon Tallahassee, I've probably got about 10 off the bat of those for all sorts of class quests in the past, you name it. Oh, nasty times. In fact, I can think of some in Stranglethorn Vale in WoW for a start. I can think of some in my Warlock quest for the Mount. I can think of some for the Paladin. Yes, Strathholm. Oh no, I'm going to start breaking out in hives. I had some nervous times back in the day. Anyway, we need to pick up some quests here. I can see we've got a whole bunch more. You're right, Tallahassee. Look at this. A whole bunch more quests have come alive here already in this zone. It just never stops, the content here. Here we've got to collect 8 bell...
Have you noticed where they are?
No, I'm just picking them up. 8 bell fragments, some, what are this, Gorvaht corruptors, more killing of those, and then, hang on, let me grab this, and then we'll check on the map.
Good to see you.
Oh, Altar of the Axe, Bellows, what's that, Book, Cloth, and Stein. Whole bunch of altars there. Alright, finally got them all. Let's have a look on our map and see where these all are. And oh, look, so this is exactly the spot you were talking about, and I'm guessing that that's right beneath Hammerknell.
Yep, it's basically in the shadows of Hammerknell Fortress.
Alright, there you go, folks. Look at what we've got to look forward to in the next zone, and you know what it's going to be like. It's going to be me ogling over the scenery, because we are going to be right ahead. Look at it. Look at that. We're going to be right at the foot of that. I can't wait. Looking forward to that. Combined with the fact, Tallahassee, that next time we are here, we are going to be able to go fishing. And I'm just casting an eye behind us there. Tallahassee, there's a nice little coastline down the back there. You'll want to come along and join me in your most favourite MMO activity, won't you?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, though, if it's going to be like World of Warcraft.
What do you mean?
Where you can't really... didn't it used to be that you couldn't start off in like a high-level zone with fishing?
Oh, you are right.
To start off in a lower zone?
You are absolutely right. Although, having said that, it's no longer like that, because we all know that World of Warcraft is being dumbed down so that a very stupid primal ape could play it. But anyway, you're right though. Back in the day, it was limited to different zones. So you're right. If that's the case, and I'm going to be basically fishing level 1, which, let's face it, we will be, this may be too higher of a zone, is what you're saying, I guess, to fish in.
Yeah, we may have to head back to Silverwood.
Yeah, maybe.
Along the coast there, or near Sanctum.
Well, look, that's okay, though. I wouldn't mind a trip back there. Because it's been a while since we've gone back and had a good old look at the old areas in the game. We've been here for so long, and again, I'm not complaining. Love this zone. But, change of scenery is always good. But anyhow, folks, that's it. We need to rock and roll out of here because we've run out of time as always. Certainly hope you enjoyed this episode. Can't wait for the next one, both fishing and questing around that, folks, around that most epic structure out to the front of us there, Hammerknell Fortress. It's going to be a doozy. And, of course, I guess we're going to be able to check out the hunting as well, Tallahassee. I mean, I know you don't like the fishing, but what about the sort of hunting/cooking side of it? Are you equally as opposed to that in terms of an MMO activity, or are you keen to give that a look?
I'm actually okay with the cooking side of it because it's sort of a needed component, for the buffs and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So you're saying you actually feel like you're making something worthwhile that you can give to your group and all the rest of it.
Yeah, as long as it's, fairly easy to come across the mats that you need, and you don't have to do something tedious like fishing. Especially in World of Warcraft. God, the fishing in World of Warcraft. Wait till it bubbles, then click on the thing, and then you can't click on the thing because it's out of focus, or there's something else in the way.
Oh, listen, folks. What do you think, folks? I think we need to drag Tallahassee off to the side here, give him a big hug. We'll console him about fishing, I think. It's all right there, Tallahassee. You come over here, mate. It's all right. You come over here. We can talk about fishing after we've stopped filming, okay? You can tell us all about it. Let it all out. That's okay. We'll be... Here we go. He's crying on our shoulder. There you go, folks. I will console Tallahassee in between episodes and we'll let you know how he goes. Anyway, that's it from us, folks. We do need to run. Thank you very much for watching. We certainly hope you'll join us in the next episode with, again, the aforementioned fishing and cooking and some Hammerknell Fortressing. Certainly looking forward to that. In the meantime, on behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis, the wonderful Tallahassee, who needs to come and cry on our shoulder, it's us saying take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. We do look forward to seeing you next time. We will see you then, and bye-bye.